Hello and welcome to Global Insight, where we update you on the latest events around the world. I'm Joy Adesua Iramoseli. And the main stories making global headlines right now. Japan pleads with fisheries groups for Fukushima nuclear plant water release. Ecuador elections headed for runoff with leftist González in lead. Abu Dhabi Chamber signs MOU with Ethiopian Investment Commission. Let's begin in Japan, where Japanese government officials have sought understanding from fisheries group on Monday for the impending release of treated radioactive wastewater from the wrecked Fukushima nuclear plant into the sea. The Minister for Economy and Industry, Yasutoshi, met with the head of the National Federation of Fisheries Cooperatives and promised that the government is doing everything it can to ensure the safety of the release and prepared measures to protect the fisheries industry reputation. Also, Nishimura stated that the water release is essential for the plant decommissioning and Fukushima's recovery and can't be postponed. He also said that the government will stand by the concerns and needs of the fisheries community until the release ends decades later. Contributing fisheries official at the outset, Masanobu stressed that his organization as a whole remains opposed to the release, but he also stated that members of the fishing community have gained some confidence about the safety following the recognition by the International Atomic Energy Agency report and explanations by government officials in recent weeks, signaling easing of their position. Ecuador's presidential elections appear to be heading to runoff vote in October between leftist candidate Luisa González and business scion Daniel Noboa. González, who is a protege of the former president Rafael Correa and promised to revive his social programs, won 33% support, while Noboa, son of prominent banana businessman and former presidential candidate Alvaro Noboa, was a surprise second place with 24% of the vote. President of the National Electoral Council, Diana, at times stated that the result showed no candidate had hit the threshold to win outrightly after a tense day of voting under heavy security. Voting appeared to have been peaceful despite the crisis of insecurity, drug-related violence, and corruption in the country. It should be noted that if no presidential candidate wins an absolute majority, or at least 40% of the vote, and a 10% point lead over the run-up, a runoff is required. 8 candidates were running for the highest office in Sunday's snap election, taking place as the country remains shaken by waves of violence, including the assassination of anti-corruption candidate Fernando Villavicencio earlier this month. The crime is still under investigation, and Villavicencio's replacement, investigative journalist Kristen Zurita, came third with 16%. The Abu Dhabi Chamber of Commerce and Industry has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ethiopian Investment Commission to foster the robust economic collaboration between the UAE and Ethiopia and establish a framework for cooperation that advances trade, investment, and economic relationship between the two sides. The signing of the MOU was held on the sidelines of the UAE delegation's visit to the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. Joining the visiting delegation to Ethiopia, Dr. Ali Said Bin, first vice chairman of the Abu Dhabi Chamber, signed the MOU on behalf of the Abu Dhabi Chamber, whereas Lelis Nem, commissioner of the EIC, represented her organization in signing the document. On the other hand, the EIC will commit to offering incentives to UAE investors following Ethiopian law and establish a continuous dialogue platform to address investment challenges. Its responsibility include creating a favorable business climate, offering support to investors, ensuring the smooth allocation of resources such as land and permit, and providing information on Ethiopia's legal and regulatory landscape. Hundreds of Ethiopian migrants have been allegedly killed by border guards in Saudi Arabia, who fired machine guns and launched mortars at those trying to cross into the kingdom from Yemen, according to a news report. According to Human Rights Watch, hundreds of possibly thousands of migrants seeking asylum in Saudi Arabia have been slaughtered by border guards between March 2022 and June 2023. However, eyewitnesses claim that the border guards used explosive weapons to kill migrants, while some, including women and children, were shot at close range. These allegations highlight a significant escalation of abuses along the perilous eastern route from the Horn of Africa to Saudi Arabia, which is home to thousands of Ethiopian refugees. The 2-year-long brutal civil war in northern Ethiopia that ended in 2022 has driven thousands of people out of the country. Some 750,000 Ethiopians live in Saudi Arabia, with as many as 450,000 likely having entered the kingdom without authorization, according to 2022 statistics from the International Organization for Migration. Speaking on the issue, Human Rights Watch stated that the deliberate escalation in both the number and manner of targeted killings, if committed as a part of Saudi government policy, would amount to crime against humanity. And that's all on Global Insights today. Many thanks for staying with us. I'm Joy Adesuwa Eramasele. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV, and on other social platforms at VOP TV Live. Good afternoon.